Time is ticking, man, I gotta get my hustle on. The grind is gritty in my city, I bring all the bacon home. My steak and potatoes, I feed to my gators. The greed and the envy, I feed to my haters. Oh, slayer of naysayers, I hate it for heaven's prayers.
What the business is?
Who this
You
is?
Roots, Coochie Bird Jr.
Coochie Bird.
That's right. Don't forget the Junior.
Well, your ass need to be in a rap den.
RapDen.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Let them know your boy be there real soon.
Hang up the phone.
Okay then, man. We is live right now, man. Listen, the RapDen welcomes the one and only Coochie Bird Jr.
Oh my.
Man, how you doing today, man?
Bro. As you know, I've been behind the cameras basically my whole career. And it finally feels good, bro, to finally be able to tell the story, off the chains, man. This thing right here, I've met so many people, but you gotta have the receipts, bro. They say you gotta have the receipts. I'm so old school. My receipts are mini DV old. Damn, who this
Hold
is?
that back. Hold on. Hold that back up
I
again.
know,
Let
right?
us see that.
Bro, mini DV old is how old your boy is. And you won't believe who's on this.
Man, who on there?
Man, Rick Ross.
Man, we gonna get into that.
Bro.
Hold on. Stop right there, man. First off, for the people that don't know, man, the RapDen is sponsored by Papa's Pop-Up Shop. Smelt like burnt plastic, exotic pop. I mean, we is in the den right now, man. And in the den, you already know that it is a tradition to pour up, man. And I see you got your RapDen cup right there, man. So listen, man, take a sip with me, man, and we gonna get this interview cranking, man. Listen, and make sure
Appreciate the sponsor.
Man, listen, make sure that y'all tap into Papa's Pop-Up Shop. They do Freestyle Fridays for the artists that want to come out there and freestyle and get some free shit from the Ukraine. So listen, Coochie Bird Jr., first off, how do we spell your name?
All right. See, it's two things, right? Coochie Bird Jr. is my name. My name is my name. But if you're trying to book me at your shows, people may have a problem. So, Coochie Bird Jr., Mr. CBJ, for those that want to be polite. So that's how we are right now. You can curse it, like you can say everything, but when it comes to your names, the Coochie Bird that's been one of my things where I haven't really got my shows right. Because when it comes to promoting me, my books are one thing, but the artists, for whatever reason, people have a problem with saying Coochie.
So, man, first off, 'cause we got a lot to talk
We
about.
do, bro. We do. Let me get some
Where did the name Coochie Bird come from? That's the first and foremost. And how do we spell it? 'Cause I'm pretty sure the people like, who the hell is Coochie Bird? That nigga must get a lot of coochie.
All right.
That nigga get a lot of coochie. And flying like a bird. Nah, man, you gotta tell us, man.
All right. Coming clean. We're in the South, man. And I am my daddy's son. Coochie Bird is spelled COOCHIEBRD. My dad's famous person played in many bands in the South, and the drums, not the drums, but the bass guitar is what he played.
Okay.
And so he struck up a friendship with this piano player named Googlenberg. And Googlenberg and my dad, who played the bass guitar, they were very popular with the ladies. And so a couple of his bandmates just started calling him Coochie Bird because it matched with Googlenberg. So, the name kind of stuck, and from then, I've kind of inherited some of my dad's problems, if you call them problems. I just look like this, and that's the key. It was something that growing up, there was just something about me and women, and women wanting to talk to me, telling me about their problems, telling me about my homeboys. It just became, something where women found it easy to talk to me.
So you became the Coochie Bird. Jr. is passed down. It's in your blood.
Because it's in my blood. I'm with my dad. We're in the Impala, the green Impala, you know, and riding down the street. Coochie, Coochie, Coochie Bird. Dad honked the horn, boop, boop, you know. And growing up, that's what it was. You know, everybody knew my dad on the street. That was his nickname. It was Coochie Bird, you know. Okay. He's a, you know, God-fearing man now, you know. But back in the day, Coochie Bird, that's what he was on the street.
I was that dude.
He was that dude, you know, long hair. I'm talking about down to his back perm. Shaft, that was my dad. I grew up with Shaft in the house, you know what I mean? My dad kept a long perm. I'm not saying he was a pretty man, but he was very easy on the eyes from what I understand. Okay. And plus he played that thing in the band. It was something about those long fingers, you know. And he was, you know, 6 foot tall, big strong man up there. Could sing a little bit and, you know, play the bass. And traveling from different places in the South, that's how he kind of met my mom. My grandma, she ran a jug joint in Melrose, we call Speedville, called the Tipping Inn. My grandma, she ran a jug joint. My mama, she took money at the door, underage, you know, 14, 13, smoking cigarettes, you know, but already looking like a grown woman. So, you know, that's how it was in the South. You know, that was my parents. So when they met, you know, she was kind of young, he was kind of mature, and they made me. And from that mixture of both of them, both of their brains, they got me, you know. And so growing up with them, witnessing their love, you know, being able to write these poems and being just, you know, artistic from, you know, Daddy Bird, it just all came together. So I started writing my poems and, you know, and dealing with women and women issues, and, you know, I just put it all together. So, you know, the Coochie Bird, it is who I is, you know, but it's not, you know, it's not something that, you know, I promote as to, I'm trying to gain all the coochie. It's just, when it comes to women and it comes to sex, I know
a little bit of it.
I just know a thing or two about a thing or two.
So you're a poet.
I'm a poet.
So bro. Are you a rapper? Are you what does your job entail for the people that don't know? Like, cause you wear many hats. So what exactly do you do?
Tenfold. I am a poet. And the difference between poets and rappers is I want to set the example. You know, I have much respect for rappers, and a lot of rappers start out as poets. You know what I mean? The best rappers began as poets.
I did. Swear.
Bro.
I won poetry contest. Keep going, brother. I'm inspired.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that's all. I'm so inspired by rappers. You know what I'm saying? And all us poets, we would love to be rappers, because the rappers, they get so many accolades. They get, you know, they get the microphone that we would love to have. They get the influence on the youth that we would love to have. They get the influence on politics that we would love to have. You know, and just having, you know, being their champion, you know, has been my greatest thing. That's why working behind the likes of Rick Ross, working behind the likes of Lil Scrappy, Rashida, a lot of these other people who are right now on TV, on these different television shows. And again, that's another hat I've had to wear, because as a poet, I support the arts. You know, that's one thing that I'm really trying to promote right now, is that poets, we are artists too. Right. You know, so I've released my poetry on Spotify through my distributor Ditto. That's my distributor. So right now you can find my poetry as a poet, you know, anywhere. If I Should Die, look it up.
Okay. And where are you originally from?
Bro, Palatka, Florida.
Okay, you from the Blimp.
Bro, like I said, I'm a country boy, you know what I'm saying? And tell you, you know what I'm saying? I love that I'm from Palatka, because being in these country rural areas, you know, and having a city, you know, like Gainesville close, you understand the need for resources, and you hungry, bro. Mm-hmm. I stay hungry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I grew up in a house without running water, bro. You know what I'm saying? And no toilet until I was 5. You know, then my dad brought us from there to Gainesville. So, you know, growing up in a house with no running water, no plumbing, you know, you got to go to the bathroom in a bucket, you know what I'm saying? Then you get to Gainesville, and it's like, y'all started with this. You started with running water. You started with a working bathroom, you know, and that's been my hunger, bro. It's like I've never really been fed. I felt like everybody around me always had more, you know, always. And even right now, you know, my multimedia company, I've done so much, but I have a hunger for more, you know, and that poetry, bro. You know, right now I'm so hungry because to inspire the youth, to be in the position I'm in right now, and as someone who's never bragged about what he's done, never promoted himself, to be able to just say, this is what I've done, and to have the receipts of what I've done. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot, bro. Like I said, you know, places like the RapDen, you know, I've been watching, you know, all these hungry rappers, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that working, inspiring those guys, inspired their heroes. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're the heroes for the new ones, you know? So if we can just have rappers and poets, same stage, show our similarities, show our differences, you know what I mean? But show us all love, let's move it all forward, you know? That's what it's about, bro. So, you know, my name is controversial. Some of my subjects are taboo. That's why I wrote the books, because as a young, you know, black man in America, I want the world to understand what we're going through. You know, I represent us on the world stage, bro, not just locally, the world. So somebody in Ghana, you know, when they're looking at this interview, I want to be like, oh, okay, so that's the American experience. Let me go grab that first book, Off the Chains But on the Record, A Tale by Coochie Bird Jr., understand that, absorb that, and then go grab that second book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Urgent Reading in a Time of Chaos. Yeah, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I know that's a title by the great, wonderful, late Dr. Maya Angelou. That's on purpose, y'all. It's on purpose. Please go get her readings. If I can be compared to anybody, career at the end of the day, it's definitely her. You know, because how she started out was maybe not ideal. Her career choices in the beginning maybe were not ideal. But at the end of the day, great woman, great works. And that's how we remember her, how we finish.
That's real, man. And how was that transition from coming to from Palaga to Gainesville, and what did you do first? I know you've been TV 20. You were the plug to TV 20.
Oh.
So how we gonna get it, man? We finna get into a lot, man. How was that transition from you from coming to Palaga and Gainesville, and what did you do first when it come to getting into entertainment?
You know, at 13 years old, I met the great, wonderful Paige Beck of WCJB TV 20. Hey, Paige, what's good? Look at us, Paige, we're doing it. And when I was 13, I came in there. We had to do a recycling video for a nonprofit organization. And just so happened, I had a voice and I guess a little face, and needs somebody to do a voiceover for the whole thing. So I'm in TV 20 on the green screen, and I'm like, oh, wow, kind of like the RapDen. I'm inspired. And I'm seeing people, you know, at this table, and I'm being introduced to Paige and the other anchor that was there. And then I see the production people, you know, a couple of brothers, and I'm like, wow. You know, and then I get to work with these guys, and they tell me about TV, and kind of they're my mentors, you know, for the duration. And that set me off for TV. And so being a football player, basketball player, athlete, I got introduced to TV by doing interviews after games, things like that. So
I'm sorry to pause you. So you just started doing interviews, like just on your own, or like how did that? Because it's a kind of gap right there. You was doing interviews at games, and then this, and then went to transition to the TV, but for the people that's even doing interviews now that might want to get on TV, how did you even start to even do the interviews? And what were they called?
10-4. I got to thank the Cultural Arts Coalition. They are a nonprofit organization that still exists. This nonprofit organization, they would have different things going on for kids to, you know, diversion activities and tactics to keep kids out of trouble. And so by having spelling bees, different things like that, they came up with some funding to do a recycling video. And the recycling video, we all had different parts to do. And I was 13, 14 years old when I got opportunity to participate in television production. No one in the hood, you know, had did any TV production. There are no cameras in the hood. You know,
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they had the opportunity to be part of cameras, TV production. You know, we had seen Breaking the movie. You know, and so seeing the movies like Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. You know, we're seeing us on the big screen, and now this is our turn to get on the big screen. So we did a recycling video, you know, I'm on this big screen, but at the same time, I play football, basketball. I have, you know, I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. So, you know, recruiters are, you know, starting to come to the school. I'm on varsity. So that's how doing interviews, TV production, we have a TV production course at Gainesville High School where now I'm attending. So for 4 years at Gainesville High School, you know, I'm excelling, doing interviews. We have our own in-house TV production crew. My senior year, I finally get into that class. And so
the class kind of inspired this. Shouts out to the class.
But I get kicked out of the class.
Oh, God.
Bro, I'm talking about I didn't even make it the first 6 weeks.
Come on, man.
Me and the guy were clashing. It's not happening, you know. For whatever reason, he's giving me a whole lot of grief about the class. So eventually, I go up to the principal, you know, Dr. Boyd, you know, at the time, and because it's that serious, you know. And like I say, he cared about me, about the athlete. You know, I'm coasting through my senior year, but it's this TV production class, and I'm failing. Like, I am failing the class. And so he's like, well, Corey, what else do you like to do, man? I'm like, well, you know, I kind of like to write. And he suggested, well, why don't we put you in creative writing for the rest of the year? Creative writing? Oh, okay. So I go to creative writing. They're putting together this anthology magazine, you know, and they need work. They need some literature. So that's when I get to really work on my poetry. And that was the first time I got published as a poet. Was in high school, at Gainesville High School, in this anthology thing in which they selected 3 or 4 of my poems. And one of them was Ballad of the Dog, Ballad of a Young Dog, in which I talk about being young, having all these choices, apologizing basically to my girlfriend for cheating on her or whatever it was, because, you know, I had all these other opportunities and I kind of, you know, selfishly took one. So it was kind of like an apology to my girl. And that's kind of, I kind of felt like, and I let some girls read it and they started crying. I was like, what are you crying? Cause you know, I was done like this. And I was like, oh, wow. And so, you know, that's when I realized that my poetry, you know, really affected women. So I really write for women. You know, I let them know how we feel, what we're sorry for. I let them know how they did me, like the times I've been cheated on, which have been many. You know, I wrote about scenarios of fault, you know, walking in and seeing that, you know, and how it makes it feel and how you react to it. And those are things that, you know, rappers are kind of too hard to go there. So as a poet, I can go there. I can be vulnerable where a rapper can't. So those differences are kind of what makes us different. You know, I can be vulnerable. I can be soft.
You be sensitive.
All of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And still go to the club. You see what I'm saying?
And get love.
And get love. You see what I'm saying?
Rapper, the minute nigga that pussy here.
We don't sip ass. We don't sip. You know what I'm saying?
Lady man. Oh, okay.
Oh, we love behind. Oh, see?
I didn't agree with that nigga over here. That nigga wrong way, man.
But a poet, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to take that love. You know what I'm saying? I'm Cuban. I'm holding that arrow. Pew. I'm shooting. Pew.
So that transitioned to the TV, and then you went along to TV 20.
Yeah.
So you were doing interviews in different spots, and then somebody saw you and said, "Boom, come to TV 20."
Nope. Let's back it up some more. All right. We have to fast forward to, I'm working for this consulting firm in 2001. It's 2001 now. And I'm already working in what's called e-commerce at the time, which at the time is websites that sell stuff. Nobody really had websites that sell stuff, but that's what I'm doing. But I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm doing my thing. I'm working in accounting, you know, making lots of bread, millions of dollars a month for my company. We're doing good. Your boy's doing real good. Mom gets sick, you know, one of those sick that she's gonna be sick for a while, and you're her only son. You need to go home. So, you know, I got to shut down whatever career I'm doing and come back to Florida, where I have no career, no nothing, nothing. And so being here, it was a struggle for a minute. You know, I was doing consulting and all this other stuff in Washington, D.C. that I know I cannot do in Gainesville, Florida. You know, this $52,000 that you're making up here in D.C. at 24, yeah, you're not going to make that in Gainesville, Florida. It's not going to happen. And so I went through something, you know, and through another transformation that I had, I was given a vision to do a TV show, you know. I had given my life to God, and through that, my whole path had changed. I'm no longer really doing accounting, and now this voice and my face is being used to sell advertising in the community. So I started In the Black Multimedia 2001 to do voiceovers, commercial advertising in the community. And from that, you know, it spanned a career that I never thought I would have. You know, I work with artists who at that time, from 2001 to what they're doing now, it's incredible. And thank everybody for tuning in, watching, and even staying this long, because I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth it. I am as old as Flavor of Love, VH1. There was that show and my show. And since that time, I have worked with almost everyone that you know on VH1.
What was your show called?
My show was called Off the Chains. Originally, it was called Off the Set and Off the Chains because I was off the set and doing interviews, you know, in your hometown, wherever you were at.
With rappers? Sorry.
With rappers, entertainers, anyone in North Central Florida that wanted to get experience, get exposed, and get ready for MTV, VH1, or a major network. I was kind of like attempting to be a semi-pro of television for those artists, giving them television exposure, just seeking them out, you know, before they became stars. And from that, like I said, I met so many stars. Even Drake, before he was Drake, came through Gainesville for Step Show Weekend. And that was amazing, you know, and having the ability to have a camera in the community to record those things, document those things, and to give those people advice that they should get into TV, like Rashida, you know, Lil Scrappy, all those people that you see, because they were on my TV show first, you know, and receipts.
So on those discs right there, those are the receipts from the shows that you interviewed. Lil Scrappy, you interviewed. Name the rest.
Lil Scrappy. Oh, matter of fact, Crime Mob was there.
Crime Mob.
Bun
You got
B
the
was
interviews
there.
of them on Off the Chain Records.
Yeah, and I got
right
them
there
giving
on
me
these tapes.
Off the Chains shout outs.
Hold the tape up for me.
And this was Ozone Wars. Julie Beverly, how you doing? If you're still around, Julia Beverly put together the Ozone Awards. Her TJ's DJs.
KT, they did it.
Bro, who's manager of Bob. But like I said, these were people who, you know, were so instrumental in letting me document those events, because when it came to media, they gave me my media pass. Thank you all for legitimizing my company, you know, because they gave me media passes for this 3-day event. You know, and they had all these different artists from across the country come. David Banner was there. Like I said, Bun B was there. All the Texas was there. Paul Wall was there. You know, and it was just me and my little camera, you know, recording everybody. T-Pain came over, just like how we're talking, bro. I talked to T-Pain for like 30, 40 minutes till we just got tired of talking to each other, just, you know, like watching the show.
That's real.
Bro, that's why, you know, I'm so thankful for my career.
What about the local artists? Did you ever get a chance to, like, and even get the show aired on TV?
The Strangies from Ocala.
Okay, Cool Rule and them boy.
Them boys was down there, like I said, at the Ozone Awards. So, like I said, it was fun seeing people that invested in themselves, like them boys. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was at TV 20. They were running commercials, and that's what, you know, trying to get people to invest in themselves, buy these commercials, you know, buy this TV time. You know, that was the hardest thing to do, but they were one of the people that did it. And like I said, I followed them even to, Orlando and a couple of other places. And I've had wonderful relationships with them. And like I said, just those artists, believing in yourself, following them, being allowed to having access to them. Because like I said, once they saw that I was on the road too, once they saw that I was also out there, those artists, like I said, they vouch for you and they vouch for me. And so like I said, the artists that I had access to, that all the artists that came through Gainesville, Florida, and the DJs that let me come through to interview Lil Flip, Juvenile, Too Short, you name it. And how we grew Rick Ross in the Hustling Project. I mean, that was one of my I guess greatest accomplishments, because we had built that. We had built the infrastructure, we had built the system. My TV show was coming on late night at a consistent time, and
what channels?
it was on. First of all, it was on Channel 21. When I was working at Cox, I decided to basically rent the channel out. And so by acquiring that channel, paying for the airtime or the paid programming at that time, I was able to sell advertising, basically my own commercials that I shot, and run my program all day, 7 days a week for a month or two.
What did you ever charge artists to get on your program?
I didn't charge. I did not. I did not charge.
That's real now.
To get on the show.
We could have made $1 million, man. So basically, what was the goal for Off the Chains? Was it basically a TV show back then, interview show? What was the goal before you had to kind of stop it because you wanted to be a real man and a real father to provide for your family and your mom?
Advertising, bro. Advertising. Working for Cox Media, who when I got to Florida, I decided to, get a job at trying Santa Fe College. I got hired by Cox Media to do accounting, what I was doing in DC. Figure that out. But also there was a production unit in which they needed someone to do voiceovers for black commercials. And so I began doing the voiceovers for the black commercials they would get, and they paid me, a little fee for doing that.
Okay.
Continuing on that path, bro, I began to just seek out my clients like Rude and them, and I would get the interviews with them. They would call me. And editing, I got my own editing system. Basically, wherever I was at, Cox Cable, I would look at their editing system. They had an Avid Suites, so I learned the Avid Suite system. When I worked for TV20, it was more like a partnership, because I knew that the TV time and learning was something I had to do, and also having access and more power and more ability. Working at the cable station, it allowed me to have access to a certain number of households. And when you get into the TV show and any shows, it's about advertising. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to not only shoot the commercials, acquire a target segment, I knew that I would be sustained because of the markets that I was serving, and then other advertisers saw what I could do.
And then they wanted for their business.
Yes, sir.
Like you were doing it for different businesses, and not only rappers, but say we got a hair salon, come shoot a commercial, and now we run it on TV, but you was charging at that point.
And because I acquired a certain amount of airtime, I owned it. So because my price was my price, I could charge whatever I wanted after that.
Because you was paying for slots. Right. And then after the slots get paid, you boom boom boom. Oh, that boy was doing your thing. Man, listen, man, that's genius. And then for you to be, what year was this?
2000.
I remember them Off the Chain back then, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah,
and it was like one of them platforms that you wanted to be on.
Bro, and that's why I tried to give the game back. That's why I had to write the books, bro. Because after I did my thing in advertising, and I learned that all TV, all movies is basically a commercial, product placement, that works a lot, and a lot of us, we're trying to fund our dreams. And how do we fund our dreams legally? That was my main goal, finding out how do I legally
fund my dream. Because everybody around you illegal.
you know, and unfortunately that's what happened in my era, bro. You know, everybody, you know, funding their dreams but not doing it legally, you know, and the times that we were in, we had these harsh Clinton drug laws, you know, from 94 through 2000. Those are the times in which I was serving in these guys.
And can you hold it up? Let me see a little bit. Okay, so and I see the hat up there. You're a veteran, and you were in the Marines
Since 17.
Okay, man. Let's before we even continue, let's get in a little bit about that. When did this happen? Was this during all of this? Cause shit, we didn't even have time.
Again, I'm so thankful, so thankful, so thankful. And because of those guys, I can't brag, you know, and that's one of the perks and you know, and privileges of being a Marine. You know, we do the work. And when you just do the work, it's hard to brag about the work you've done, because if you know Marines, from what I understand of being a Marine, is we're thorough and we strive to do our best. We're not going to say we're the best, but we strive to be the best every time at everything. And we're loyal, you know, and a lot of my loyalty, I earned top secret clearance. And because of that, I learned not to talk, how to keep secrets and how to do my job. And doing my job all these years, you've never heard of me because I've been doing my job so well, you know, and that's part of why I really, you know, it's been hard to do this interview, but because I respect, you know, Whitey so much, you know, and we've been trying to do this for years, but I've been kind of, you know, reluctant in doing it because I just want to do the work, y'all. You know, I've been so honored to put other people on, having a platform. You know, when I see these productions go up, when I see these people on TV who I've worked with, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, who I mentioned, you know what, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And to see them, you know, years later doing what I mentioned, I don't need the credit, you know.
And that's what I was going to ask you about, even with the Off the Chains and being on TV 20, you know, to be having the interview show and also the advertising and marketing. How did that make you feel by, you know, seeing these people, like you said, you came across and chopped it up with T-Pain? This guy done been on the Voice and Plaques, and you've been with Ross. This man is the boss of bosses. You done been, like, you know what I mean? You done been, seen them with, when they was looking low powered and then juiced all the way up. And
Yep.
like you just said, like you don't want no validation, but how did that make you feel?
It makes me feel proud, bro, because I know that I'm a pioneer, and I had to accept that. You know, when you're a pioneer, you're a visionary, and when you're a visionary, you can see people's futures, you can see your futures. You know, you can see how things should go if things go a certain way. You know, and bro, like I said, I remember, you know, being at that conference, being at all this, you know, seeing all these stars and being amongst them. You know, and they were just, everybody was so cool. You know, everybody was cool. You know, Boosie was there, Webby was there, you know, and the reception that they got at that time, it was wonderful, you know. And when Webby would come to town, you know, I would record the concerts, I would show them, and they would play, and his people would call me, you know, like, hey, you know, can I get a copy of that DVD? Can I get a copy of this show? Like, you know, and, you know, just having them acknowledge that they were in town, that they saw the productions, you know what I'm saying, that they appreciated, you know. And then, like I said, to see all the podcasting that's going on right now. These are things that I started with, you know, my In the Black 2000 YouTube channel, you know, doing my interviews with SK, EGB, you know what I'm saying, and trying to, you know, inspire the locals to get on, you know.
Oh, Devontae Gates.
Bro.
That's that SK? Okay, that was back in the G, okay.
And like I said, you know, from that, like I said, the people that, you know, I met and that was trying to, you know, push me on, because they were already doing their thing.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Was trying to help me out. Was trying to, hey, Cole, you know what I'm saying? I know you're trying to do your thing, and people don't really, you know what I'm saying, know you, but, You know what I'm saying? Come on out here. You know, bro, I appreciate that so much. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at them old videos, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at all this stuff and they allowed me, you know what I'm saying, into their crew. Street Money Riders, I love y'all forever. You know what I'm saying? Black didn't have to give me that, you know what I'm saying, $300 for that commercial, for that video I did for them. You know what I'm saying? Trickster, all them, they didn't have to show up, you know what I'm saying, for that video in Gardenia that we shot. You know, I shot that for school. Y'all helped me pass my class. You know what I'm saying? While I was at Santa Fe.
And and for the people that don't know, these are some of the local Gainesville natives, Gainesville, Florida natives that, you know, that he's naming right now, that he said that he just has time to work with and try to help and inspire them and inspire you as well.
Exactly, because like I said, they was running things here, the strugglers, you know what I'm saying?
Ocala, Florida.
Big Bud and them, like I
Gainesville,
said,
Florida.
you know, and my bro that's resting in peace right now, Show the Rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, they came to the house to do the interview at University of Commons, you know what I'm saying? And then I shot they show in Lottie. You know what I'm saying, that weekend. They didn't have to do that. Them dudes didn't have to mess with me. They didn't have to put me on.
To me, that means they saw the vision, or they felt like it was juiced up. Man, I got to get on this show because, boy, he doing his thing, and this bitch going to take off. They knew. They saw the vision.
Bro, that's why I'm so glad to be here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Saw the vision.
They seen it, and we wrote it out, and they show that night was sold out. You know what I'm saying? I got those receipts. So when I'm looking at that shit, I'm like, we did that shit. They did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. I'm just excited.
Man, a little bit back on the veteran in the Marines, man. How did you even get into that? And when was that period of time? Was you still doing poetry when you was there? Did you have to go? You went off to go to the Marines. Yeah. How long was it?
Yeah. I you know, I was recruited by several schools to play ball. Several you know, the Army offered me $30,000 sign up.
Okay.
You know, the Air Force and Navy. I had high ASVAB scores. And my only deal was I need an office job, whichever one of y'all. I need to be on the East Coast, whichever one of y'all. And
you wasn't no fielding.
There we go. All my uncles had grew up doing labor, you know, construction, all this stuff. I'm waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, seeing them just, no matter if it's cold, hot, no matter, they out there. No, can't do it. So the Marines gave me some really good offers, some really good, you know, promises. Thank you so much. And so I went with that. They gave me a guarantee of everything before I was 17. Okay. Guaranteed job, guaranteed almost duty station, you know, guaranteed that if I get hurt doing anything athletically, physically, they would take care of me for the rest of my life. And these were guarantees. None of the schools, universities offered that.
That's what the Marines offered.
Yeah.
Jesus. Did you get hurt?
Of course.
I'd have been hurt the next week. Damn, I done broke my leg. Tore a ligament. I gotta sit out.
The promises that they offered me, like I said, school, I could play ball, I can get a degree. I mean, they offered me everything. It was like, yes, Corey. Unfortunately, if something does happen to you, you know, depending on the severity of what you're going through, take care of you. And I can say at this point, they have taken care of you. Your boy gave all, understand? I gave all.
That's real, man. That's real. Hey, man, I see that you got a truly bag over there, my guy. So that means that you are registered to get them lungs right. And I thought I can't remember if I can remember. I know you said you was trying to be an advocate for man. Let the people know, because you know I'm just collecting all this good.
Thank you.
This good info, man. Let the people know what's going on, and you know. And why the bag's sitting there with them goodies in it that need to be over here.
I appreciate that. You know, since coming back to the state of Florida, you know, I've been fortunate that our state has been forward thinking. So when it comes to medication in the great state of Florida, well, heck, I had to get a medical card. Florida is behind veterans like myself who we choose not to take opioids for our pain. I'm in pain all the time, guys. I'm dealing with something all the time. And I understand the dangers of opiates in our community, in our country. So, True Leaf, they are one of the leaders in the state of Florida when it comes to medical marijuana. My aim with True Leaf is to educate the public on indica, sativa, and hybrid.
Okay.
Do you know what you're smoking? Or are you just smoking gas? That's
They
what I
just
thought.
smoking gas.
That's what I thought.
So you really want to pretty much uninform, but
Oh yes, it's informed.
yeah, inform and educate.
They-
People on just like the hybrids and the downers and the uppers and the just the
It's everything, bro.
Yeah, like-
it's the strain. I know what went into my medicine. I trust True Leaf because I can go to their websites. I can get information on their sources. And like I said, when you understand the differences between THC, the levels of THC, indicas, and what an indica may do for you versus a sativa, and also hybrid strains. And also there are edibles, there are other methods to medicate yourself with THC. And so
that's healthier
that's healthier
other than
than
opiates.
smoking. Like I said, you don't have to have flour. There are other ways to ingest the THC to treat whatever ailment you may have.
And that's what I said in the intro that we also do have too that's sponsoring the RapDen 43rd Whitey chest bleeding CBD lotions and salves, which is it's not all the way THC. It got THC base. It got like a 0.3 or something of THC. But I say that to say because it's a lot of people with the line of CBD products don't want to smoke it.
Right.
So we got the salves. But then, like I got a salve over there for pain, and it works miracles for pain on your foot.
Exactly.
Or the vapes, or there's a lot of people, or the oils, or the edibles, like you said. So, man, that's man. I salute you on that too. How are you going to pursue that, and what's the plans for that in the next 2 to 3 years?
That's a great question, bro. I've decided to kind of pick up on the podcast again, kind of do periodic information sessions.
Okay.
Truly, they do have an influencer, benefit. But whether they give me an influencer benefit or not, I definitely believe in the state of Florida that Truly will lead recreational marijuana in the state so that this medicine that we do share, may be available to everyone throughout the state. I believe that it will generate so much revenue for the economy whenever we do get the financials, in order and things like that later down the road. And like I said, for me as a veteran, it's definitely helped me with a few of my disabilities. And like I said, I'm able to function and do this interview, because I feel confident being out here now. A lot of the things that I've dealt with as a veteran, a lot of the things I've dealt with as an entrepreneur, it's been very challenging, and to deal with those challenges, and to have medicine I can rely on, it's changed everything for me. So that's why I advocate for it. I advocate for those in Florida to seek a health professional to see if you qualify for this type of medication, and you must qualify.
Yeah,
So,
you must qualify. Now, man, that's inspiring, bro. Like, that's inspiring, man, because we do need the education. A lot of people don't know what they be smoking or putting in their body. So you want to know, like, especially in the mornings, you want to be more up. You want to be more, more alert. You don't want to be couch slouch. You don't want to be down. So it's different strands that can have you the way you want to be if you don't know just what you're doing. And that's why your podcast and your class or whatever you're going to do with that will be informative. And it's going to do
thank you,
everything.
bro. Like I said, it helps the public, and like I said, it helps us because it's something that we deal with, whether it's our relatives or it's somebody that we know, and just hearing that it's gas or
Zah.
you know what I'm saying? We can do better than that, So that's all, as as a person, I'm not trying to say it's for everybody, but if you must, in the state of Florida, be as safe as you can. You
Better
know?
be in Florida, boy. Better try to get that car for real. So listen, man. I see you got the R on the jacket over there. What's that? What is that? What's that jacket? Is there a meaning behind that jacket? See,
Yeah,
nigga, I
bro.
see you brought merch today. I mean, we gonna get into more about more about I know why the cage bird sings. We gonna get, but for right now, what's the jacket?
I did a promotion with Jay, man. You know, I did a
Jay?
promotion. I'm sorry, Jay-Z.
Oh my, this man talking like his regular.
I'm sorry.
I did a promotion with Jay. Jay, man, boy, this man over there.
I ain't nobody, y'all. I ain't nobody. My bad. My bad.
Hey, look, so you did okay. Wait, run that. Tell us the story on that rocket. That's Rockaway right there. That looks like an official one.
Alright, I was I was at TV20 doing my thing, doing my TV show too, you know, and Rockaway was coming out with the cologne, Rock 9 that they had, that express shit.
Oh yeah. I bet. Okay.
And they needed that shit promoted, so you know, I got into promotion of that. They sent me down some stuff. I went to Belk, and I had TV20 set up where we did this thing, and where we talked about it. You know, his promotion. We talked about the cologne. We sprayed it on people, and that was part of the promotion. So like I said, you know, just being in this industry, just doing what I do, you know, promoting, you know, and like I said, that was something that the brand was still trying to promote more than outside of the clothes, you know, and that's what I, you know, as an entrepreneur, I'm looking for those opportunities and just constantly working, you know, you get those opportunities, new products, new clothing lines, they holler at your boy. Matter of fact, I would be wearing that Blowed stuff, but we ain't kind of worked out our deal, but Blowed, Swear, somewhere in America.
Okay, my boy supporting other brands now. That's real. That's real. Everybody ain't doing that now. Okay. Y'all, those are some other local brands that's right here in Gainesville, Florida, too. I'm not even going to say local. I'm going to say brand because the boys ain't going to be local soon. So them brands going to be busy. So make sure y'all tap in, you know, boom. Man, listen, man, if you could tell your younger self something from back then, here today, with everything you know right now today, and could do anything different, what would you tell yourself first, and then what would it be that you do different? If it's anything you do different.
There's one thing. I would kiss Tamara Taylor on the mouth and tell her, girl, I'm sorry that I didn't see in you what I should have saw.
Right.
Maybe that's the thing. I have very few regrets because I planned it like this. You know, I knew it was going to end like this. And the thing is, I was so serious at the time and so forward thinking that I always knew it was going to end like this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to start my business because I said it when they elected me to be on the prom situation. You know, when I was up for prom king, and we had to say what we wanted to do 10 years from now. And I knew I wanted to start my business. I wanted to be a leader in the community, you know, and I wanted to be able to talk like this in front of people. So, you know, I'm doing everything that I thought I would see myself doing. Anybody that knew me back then knew that I was going to be this person you see right now. I always started on the football team. I always started on the basketball team because I always practiced. I always knew there was somebody shooting jump shots, so I'm shooting jump shots. I knew there was somebody doing push-ups, so I'm doing push-ups. Like, I always feel like that. Even now, I'm trying to work against my contemporaries, whoever they are. So if they do poetry, I'm trying to outwork you. I'm trying to be the best. I don't know how to be second best. I don't know how to accept that. I don't. I can't turn it off.
That's real, man. Now, as far as influences in the game, whether it was in music, whether if it was Edgar Allan Poe or Shakespeare or, you know, Wolfgang, who was your influences in I'm gonna say the entertainment industry, because even the poetry, the TV interview, the state, all that's in entertainment. Who was your influences? Rather, it could have been old school,
Yeah,
something.
Langston Hughes, uh, James Baldwin, and there's another writer, um, The Path Less Traveled. Um, I read that poem when I was 6,
Okay.
and walking down the path less traveled, you know, the one that's not easy, that kind of drew to me, you know. I saw a path that was well worn, that a lot of people went down, that was easy to go down, but that path never appealed to me. Creating my own path, going down my own lane, doing it my way has been my thing my whole life. I've learned how to work with other leaders as I've evolved as a leader and as an entrepreneur, but traveling my own path, those that walk their own path, those who document their experiences, even Eric Jerome Dickey, you know, I'm a straight man, but I can understand, you know, the point of views of those who aren't, you know. And because I fought for this country, of course I fought for the right for you to be whoever, whatever you think you are. This is America. That's why I love America, because only in America can you do that. Nowhere else. So if you enjoy doing that, yeah, you can thank me for my service. And also buy this book for 10 and the other book for 10 as you
Okay,
thank me
so
for my service.
okay, before I buy the book for 10,
Tenfold.
why I know why Coochie Bird sing. Why should I buy it? I know why Coochie Bird sing. Why should I buy that book?
That's a fair question. And only if you care about the black man experience as experienced in America and the growth that one could have if applied, everything that they can learn in America. Book 2 is the growth. Book 2 is currently, I guess, where our community is, observation-wise. This book right here is telling you where we were going to go and be right now. This book right here may save us, I don't know. Because,
So I know where Coochie Bird sing is telling me what we're going through now and a solution,
yeah,
and off the chains, but on the records telling me what we've been through
right. And why
and
we're
why
at right
and
now.
why we're here.
Yes. And my brother's keeper is in this book. Just locally, we've had shootings of people because of various reasons. And it's black on black shootings or whatever. So we can assume. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I responsible for the violence in my community? Or should I just leave my community and not care? That's my question right now. Should I still keep caring and writing these books that apparently nobody's reading, even though this one has a solution and a business plan? All you need is $10,000 or $1,000. But even that, you write your business plan, right? Fill out for a grant, do everything right. And then you get an email saying, no, your plan is too new. No, no one's ever done your plan before. Or we have 50 other people who have a plan that we're going with and not your plan. You can try next year though. So all those kids and all that community that you wanted to help, you have to wait a whole year now. Or do you? Or do you care? So am I my brother's keeper still?
Okay, so that made a lot of sense, and just because of that, that's a good reason why everybody should go buy the book in general. Because at the end of the day, that was one thing you said, like, am I my brother's keeper? like, especially being in music and being rap, the message that we put out, are we uh, a co-defendant in the
I
in
make
the
I make it hard
happenings
for you,
of the
bro.
murders? Well, yeah,
Ice
it's a lot to
Cube,
think about, but
NWA, fuck the police. We grew up on that, right? Fuck the police. So if these kids really don't respect the police, because we've been saying fuck the police since fuck the police, are we really surprised that the kids really don't respect the police?
you
Because
know,
we've
we've
been
been
saying
saying
this
that
shit
shit.
before they were born and during their whole lifetime. So is Ice Cube responsible for this? Is Dr. Dre responsible for this? It's their music.
You got a valid point now.
Like I said,
So
these are
listen, man, y'all,
conversations.
they need to get the book. That sound like they need to get the book.
Like I
It
said,
sound like
bro,
it's a lot of controversy
bro,
in
and like I
that
said,
too,
I'm a
boy.
poet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about these rappers. I don't want no smoke, but rappers, the ones that's rich, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's real. That's real. Okay, man. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all, where can they find a link for both of the books?
Well, you know your boy got a website called Off the Chains, baby.
So drop the link to the website. Y'all can see it floating at the screen below. What is it?
Offthechains.com.
Spell it real quick.
OFFDACHAINZ.com. You click on that thing, it's gonna be pictures on this one. You click it, it's gonna take you to Amazon. And you can buy it from Amazon. The same with this one. Your boy's on Amazon. And if you have a Kindle, oh my gosh, you have a Kindle. Get your phone, baby. I could be in your phone. And you can read the digital copies of both, and it's cheaper. I get a
Real.
digital copy.
Y'all heard it. Do you see the link right there? Just go ahead and click it and grab that right now. Now, bro, since you've been doing poetry and, you know, in the entertainment field, what has been one of your biggest and most memorable accomplishments?
Honestly, bro, getting the call to come to speak at somebody's event, you know, and hearing, you know, a woman tell me that because I've said something, I've written something, and it affected her or it made her have an emotion, you know, those are the things that I look for. It doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter when, just that I've said something that affects somebody. Anytime I hear that, that makes me feel good because it lets me know that I wrote something that was sincere, that I thought of, and I knew the impact that it's supposed to have. And I just hope that it has that impact, you know. And like I said, as a poet, you know, I write about love. I write about aspects of love, wanting love, because I think love is something that we definitely need in the game right now. And I'll be that, you know. I'll be that Cupid, shoot these arrows. Maybe I hit some of these rappers, maybe not. But I'm going to fight for love. That's something that's in my music, the yearning for love, that passion. Because happiness, that's something that's fleeting. But love, you can love anybody. You can love is transcendent. Love is timeless. That's what I believe.
That's real, man. And another thing, man, I want to ask you, man, out of millions of artists, poets, other poets, maybe even other coochie birds out here. It's a big world. Never know. I think you one in a million, but you just never know. And out of all these people that's with the same, that may share similar visions and drives, what make you so different from them?
Besides, I'm from the South. And the story from the South still ain't been told. Not the one from Florida. Red Two Spot, Greens, Juke Junk. None of our stories been told. And when I look at the representation of what they put out there on TV, I've never seen nobody like me from the South, educated, articulate, and what I have to say, what I'm trying to do. I am the show. You know, I don't talk about doing something. I do it, and the things I've done, they can be touched, they can be felt. You can grab them, you can read them, and it's up to the people I've talked about to step up and be like, nah, I wasn't there. Nah, that didn't happen. But this you right here, right? This, if it comes down to that. Hopefully, I prove that I'm street enough. My YouTube channels are there. People can see it, and as I get more invitations to come on more platforms, I can let people really know what Coochie Bird Jr. is about. I feel as a leader, as a man, as a poet, hands down, you're not going to get anything better than me right now, 46 below.
That's
I'm
real,
up
man.
to the task.
That's real, man. I respect that, man.
That's
Shoot,
so,
I mean, that's now that was straight up and down like 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
No fronts.
Now, as far as learning the music business, how essential is that to you? Not just the music business, as far as learning the business. Because when you're a poet, you still have to go through all the same steps that rappers have to go through to get your music legitimate. So how essential is the business? And are you registered all the way? And what type of intel can you give to the younger poets and entertainers that's coming up under you that just don't know and think, that want a book and don't know how to even start?
Bet.
Daddy Squeeze.
Oh God! God damn! That's simple. Stay tuned for our featuring presentation. Oh,
Bruh, cause you gotta be built for it, man.
You gotta be built for it,
I
huh?
went homeless twice doing this shit.
That's real. This
Two
shit'll break you.
times.
This shit'll break you on it. Chasing your dream. What did it do to you? Man, talk to him, man.
Oh, like I said, if you're not meant for it, if you ain't got the stomach for it, if you don't have the heart for it, passion and desire, you will not make it. Look. As much money as you make, you better reinvest in yourself. You better upgrade your cameras. You better get to that show. You bet whatever it takes. You gotta do it. And by the way, whoever you love, whatever girlfriend, boyfriend, your business is your lover. They better understand. I hope you understand you are now married to the game.
Man, hold on. Say that one part again. Say it again. Rewind.
Sir.
Whoever you love, what?
Better understand. You are now married to the game. That call to come to the studio, you gotta go. You grab that camera. You better get that juvenile. You better get that. You better. I gotta go. What you mean? We gotta go. You know I'm off the chains. You know that.
It's the label, bitch.
And I'm gone. Bye. So if you ready for that, well, come on in. Come on in. I can show you how. Let's show you how.
That's real.
That means you're ready.
Man, look, man. What can we be looking for in any upcoming projects, shows, videos, deals? Anybody trying to work with? What can we be looking for from the great Coochie Bird Jr.?
Well, as you know, I've been in the game for a while, and Netflix and Amazon and the streaming services, they're kind of interested in Coochie Bird.
Okay. That's big.
Like I said, I am who I am. My name is my name. And people are interested in the story now, So I wanted to film this special at the Cotton Club in Gainesville. I'm trying to work out some logistics right now to secure the location. But if that goes well, we'll stream my show. That'll be available for everyone to see. Because I've done, some shows for fans and, some family, some friends and a couple of, things here and there. But as an artist, I really I really haven't taken this art form as serious as I would like to. So maybe this month or so, I'm going to do a show, invite some people out, and check out the Coochie Bird experience.
That's real, man. That's
Yes, sir.
real.
Yes,
And
sir.
where can the people follow you at, find you, stream, and get the book? Just and even get intel on the strand brands, and even try to just follow the great Coochie Bird Jr. Where can we follow him? Where can we stream him?
And that's what I guess the team I'm forming trying to get me to do is update the social networks. Right now, I am on Instagram at Off the Chains World.
Spell it.
OffTheChainsWorld. Off the Chains World. So, I'm gonna try to post more, be more up on that. Facebook is Off the Chains Corey. OffDaChainz Corey. And it's also Coochie Bird on Facebook. So search for Coochie Bird. COOCHIEBIRD Jr.
Okay. So that's where we can find your music, stream your music, man.
I forgot. Man, Ditto, my distributor, Ditto. I
Ditto.
am streaming, and my single that's streaming now is called "If I Should Die."
If I should die, the single
I
that's
should
streaming
die.
now. What's
Streaming
what's
now.
the moral behind that title
Bro,
and that song?
I'm glad you asked that, man. I'm glad you asked that. How will we be remembered when we leave here? What's our reputation like? Who's gonna show up at our funeral? What impact did we make as a person? That was my whole thing when I was writing that. Will I be remembered for any of my basketball stuff? Will I be remembered for anything? Or do I even need to be remembered?
Right.
And in a year of which this year, man, I've had so much loss, cousins, family members, my mom, it's been a whole lot of, wow, did God really show me what I asked for in this song, throughout this whole year so that I can really feel, what I'm saying, the weight of this song, what it'll mean to people and really pick it up, because as a poet, that's where I come from. I come from the feeling, the feeling of the weight of our decisions. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the other side of being a rapper is to make us act, to energize us. But after we've acted and we've energized, this is the consequence of that action and that energy. And I feel like as a poet, I'm the result of all the rappers. And this is our result. Let me explain the result. Let me explain what this means. Let me explain how we feel. Let me explain where we are now. And I feel like that's the role of poets, is to, support the rappers that energize us and to explain to the people why the fuck we got energized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I feel my time is now. I couldn't be a poet 15, 20 years ago because we were still kicking ass doing our thing. And now for the next generation, we kind of like got to hold them up. And I feel like our poets like the Dr. Maya Angelou, she kind of held up, her people when they was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel I'm in a natural position. I feel that by me being a writer, hopefully, I'm not trying to be at her levels. I couldn't imagine to be up to that big, but, we need a balance, because she was such a strong orator, such a strong writer. And I feel like I'm such a strong orator, such a strong writer. And I got some acting stuff out there too, you know what I'm saying? Your boy done been in some plays locally.
Okay.
What's up,
Movies
Starkey?
next.
I have written part of a movie, search for funding, if I can get in front of some people to get the rest of the funding, then we're going to have a Mumford Point Marines movie by the First Marines. I already have people in line that I would love to play, that movie about the First Marines that started in North Carolina.
Okay.
So that's the movie we're trying to get some funding for. Maybe it'll happen. It's a war movie. Who knows?
Okay, well, man, listen, we is on the lookout for Coochie Bird Jr. And man, today has been a hell of a day, hell of a conversation. I know we could be here for 10 hours sitting here with Coochie Bird. 'Cause this man, very inspirational, very knowledgeable, man. Listen, man, and those tapes. Can you hold those tapes up again? Those tapes, man. He getting ready to order the machine because they threw the machine away. So we're finna order the machine.
Rashida, Crime Mob, and
so we can put these receipts out. So the one thing about it, bro, got real receipts sitting right here
Rick Ross
to let you know that it is not milk and cookies.
Webby, Boosie. You got Rick Ross, Young Jock, Webby, and Boosie. Yeah. What's that? May 7th, 2006. I can prove they was somewhere.
Come on, man. And listen, that man, we need that on TikTok, and they gonna be surprised to see they sell. And that's vintage items of famous artists that they'll probably pay good money for, man. Listen, y'all heard it right here today, live in the flesh from the one and only Coochie Bird Jr. And like I said, the RapDen was sponsored by Papo's Pop-Up Shop, smell like burnt plastic, 43rd Whitey chest bleach, CBDs, and lotion. And we was rocking out with Coochie Bird Jr.
I just slay. Everything that I do, I don't lose. Only win. Oh, damn. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we got the RapDen. Be easy.
Time's ticking, man, I gotta get my hustle on. The grind is gritty in my city, I bring all the fake